What's up, guys? It's the Cheapster here, back with another video, another Cheapster Travels. We're back at it, traveling again, and we are in New York City this time. So we actually used to live in New York City for 6 months because Elizabeth was here on work for a little bit, and we got to live here, which was amazing. And we're actually back at the exact same building that we used to live in. We're actually staying 3 floors down from the floor that we actually lived on. We're on the 20th floor here. But we are at what's called the Washington by Lux Urbana. I don't know what that means really, but we're at the Washington. It is the hotel that was underneath the residence that we stayed under. It's like right in downtown New York City. But we are gonna be here for 3 days, and then we'll be back for another day at the end because we're actually going to England. We're going for a family reunion for Elizabeth. She's actually from England. So that's why we're going in July. Not the best time to travel, do this stuff. July is like pretty expensive. So you're gonna see this isn't like the cheapest stuff that we normally do because it is expensive this time of year, but we needed to travel. But yeah, so we got in today at about 8 o'clock in the morning. So very early day, left Greenville last night. We got like an Uber at 4:30 to go to the airport. So we're pretty tired. Elizabeth had to work remote like all day, and I took a nap, and we're kind of struggling today. The nice thing is because we lived here, we really know like a lot of the stuff, so we kind of already got it planned out where we want to go and things. But yeah, how do you feel about being back in New York?
Feels weird. Feels like we're just back here all of a sudden.
It's weird because this is like, since it's the hotel that was below our residence, like this is like the same style of bed and stuff. So it's been 5 years since we lived here, and it's like, just settle in. Like, I'm pretty sure I put my book there back when we lived here, and it just subconsciously came back to me. I'm like, oh yeah, right, that's where I used to put my book.
Feels like it was just yesterday, like another day. We're just here again.
Let me show you guys around the room. Got to use the fisheye because of course it's a small little New York room. But so we got a small little desk area there and a TV. This is kind of like how actually our apartment used to be. We had our kitchen that was like in this small little area, and then the TV was there, so it was like kitchen slash your entertainment area for TV, and there was a couch here, so it's kind of similar to the way it was. Then we got the bench here, and then we got the view of this building, which probably looks like a terrible view to most people. It's actually not so bad because look, that's the water over there. You can get a little sliver of water, but to us this is kind of a cool view because this is the view that we had. It's very similar to what we had when we were living here. So yeah, there's that, and then you can open this up and accidentally drop your phone down the crack. Okay, gonna do that for too long. We got the bedside, nice king size bed. Elizabeth. We have a fridge because I think there should be a fridge under there, but it's probably broken. So we got a full size mini fridge. So I'm actually okay with that. And there is a cabinet here with a safe and stuff, which is nice. And then the bathroom, which is not too bad of a size for New York. And got like a glass wall that looks back into the room at Elizabeth. But yeah, that is our room for the time that we're here. We are going to be staying at one different place when we come back for one day on the way back from England. And partially too with that, this is not like the kind of place I would recommend as the Cheapster because it is pretty expensive. New York's pretty expensive anyway, especially in July. But we do have on the way back, the place we'll be staying is more of a cheaper place that I would probably recommend. I guess we'll find out if I'm going to recommend it or not. But yeah, this is definitely more of like a nostalgia thing for us to come here and stay where we used to live. So definitely going to be a little bit more expensive of a stay than what we normally do at KOAs and things like that. But all right, that is what we're doing here. So we've got a lot of things that we're going to try to cover while we're here. And like I said, since we've lived here, we kind of know like a lot of the stuff to hit, how to hit it pretty quickly. So try to cover as much as we can on this vlog and hopefully show you guys some of the cheap spots that we found when we used to live here. It was 5 years ago, so maybe some stuff has changed because inflation has really changed a lot of stuff, but I think we still know a lot of like good places to go here that you can get pretty affordable stuff, which starting out is we're actually going to go to Bill's Burger Bar, which is right next to this place, which we used to go all the time when we lived here because they have a happy hour. So we're going to go there. They still got the happy hour.
Still got the happy hour.
Still got the happy hour.
You already had a happy hour?
Yeah, they still got the happy hour, so we're gonna go there. Oh, also real quick, if you are looking to come to New York City and you're looking for like the cheapest way to do it, usually Newark, New Jersey is one of the cheapest airports to fly into. And if you fly into Newark, it can be a little confusing trying to get to New York City. But what we did, you fly to Newark and then you can take the 62 bus. It is a city bus in Newark. It costs like $1.60, I think, a person, so it's really cheap. And the 62 bus can run you to Newark Penn Station, which is the train station. And from there you can catch all kinds of trains. Usually the PATH train is a train that'll run you over to Manhattan and take you to a lot of the places you might need to go. And that costs like, I think $2.75 a ride. So that's really cheap too. So all in all, getting here from Newark, New Jersey, I think we spent like $10 in rides total for both of us, which is pretty amazing. And we did it with this giant suitcase. So the party's already started down here. We got cornhole. Looks like there's some drinks. Let's see, can we make that jump? All right, that was some good food. And for New York, that was some good prices. It's hard to get like a cheap full meal like that with some drinks. If you're ever in New York in the financial district, Bills, definitely recommend. Right now, it is kind of getting close to sunset. You can't really tell in here, but I think we're gonna try to catch the Staten Island Ferry around sunset time because it's actually a free ferry that runs to Staten Island that you can take. You can see the Statue of Liberty, which for free, it's really awesome. Definitely one of our New York hacks that we used a lot when we were here. But yeah, I think for right now, we're just gonna kind of walk around, see some old stuff around in the area and probably take that ferry. So what do you think of the food?
Oh, incredible.
We even have leftovers. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
It was a ton of food.
We didn't even spend that much in New York and have leftovers. Back. It's crazy how much in 5 years everything's stayed pretty much the same, but also has changed a lot. It's weird how much muscle memory like comes into play, just like walking places that I'm like, how do I remember that? There it is. There's where we lose all our money. We're back. We're both pretty tired. We did quite a bit actually from how much energy we had.
They're having a cornhole tournament. That's what all the noise is.
Is it that cornhole we were looking at?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they're getting their picture taken right now.
I don't understand. Nobody invited us. Don't they know we're in town? But yeah, we got to see some of our old haunts here in the financial district of New York. So that was pretty fun. Definitely feels kind of weird being back. It's like, feels so familiar. It's like, I kind of just feel like we live here again. After 5 years, you'd think it'd feel different, but it just feels like we're right back at it, living here again. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. We're just going to chill a little bit, go to bed kind of early, and get started tomorrow. So see you guys in the morning. Good morning from New York City. It's kind of scary. I don't even actually want to lean against. I started to lean against that glass. Whoa, that's a long drop. So waking up today in New York City, I feel so much better. Definitely got over that kind of like jet lag because we had to get up so early, barely got any sleep. So definitely feeling better today. I don't know why Right now, the camera angle is making my eye look like it's crooked. Why is it doing that? You need to move. That looks better. I don't know why it was doing that. It's really strange. But yeah, today it is still not the best weather. You can't really tell. It's just really like hazy and cloudy out. That's kind of what it was like yesterday. Hoping it kind of clears up some. The air quality is also like really bad out there right now. Probably not that uncommon for New York. It probably is not very good normally. But that might be adding to the haze too. First off, I think I'm gonna go out to, there's a Target that's like right here. That's actually where we used to do a lot of our grocery shopping. Anything that was like perishable we could buy from there, and then anything that was like canned goods or anything that could last, we'd usually buy it from Walmart and have it shipped here because that was like the cheapest way to do things. And we use Trader Joe's some because that's in Brooklyn, and Elizabeth used to work in Brooklyn, so she would bring stuff back. Because if you didn't know, it's very expensive to eat in New York for every meal, so probably try to get some stuff for like lunches and then try to eat out dinners. So for right now, I'm planning to go out to Target, and then I think I'm gonna go to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. It looks like it's just free for me since I'm in the military, which is awesome. So Elizabeth's gonna be working actually today until 5, so I'll probably go do that by myself and get in for free, so it's gonna be awesome. It looks like for military, there's a lot of free stuff. Like I can go to the Natural History Museum, I can go to the Museum of Modern Art. I think there's even some other ones too, so I'm trying to see what I can do for free because Elizabeth works during the days. How do you feel in New York?
Just like the good old days.
yeah, we're working.
Yeah, I guess. It feels the same. Feels like this is where we live.
It really does feel strange. It's like, because the room is pretty similar. I mean, our room is like 30 feet above us where we actually stayed. That was our apartment. So it does feel weird because it feels like we're literally just back here 5 years ago, living here. Also, this is going on below us. I don't know what they're doing, digging holes in the ground or something, but man, this morning they woke us up with some really screechy tools. It was so noisy up here. Never really get used to that.
Makes you feel so tiny.
It's insane. It's so crazy to stand here and look up at it. Wild. All right, we're back. We got some stuff, some cheese, some sandwich bread, some meat, some hummus. All for the low price of a lot, because it's still expensive. It's still Target. But I mean, first going out to eat, it's kind of nice to be able to do that. We had to buy this canvas bag. I don't know how that works here in New York. I think we stole it. I think we were supposed to pay for it.
We did. We paid a penny.
Yeah, we paid a penny for it. I don't think that's right, but I scanned it. It said a penny. So that's what we had. There was no plastic bags. I don't know, New York stuff. But I'm about to head out to the 9/11 Memorial Museum. I got a time booked and it was free. We actually used to be members of the 9/11 Memorial Museum when we lived here because it was like pretty cheap to become a member, and you could go, I think as long as you went 3 times, it was a better price than going and paying for it every time. It was pretty cool to have it days where it was like rainy. Kind of like today, it's not the best day. It's nice to be able to go down there. It's always free on Monday for anybody, which is pretty amazing. I'm sure it's not the easiest to be able to get in on Monday, but that's something worth checking out if you're here on a Monday and you want to go do that. All right, that was the 9/11 Memorial Museum. Some of that you can't record, so I couldn't do like a ton because it says you can't use your cameras in a bunch of it, but definitely recommend if you're in New York, stopping by and seeing it. It's pretty impressive what they've done for Memorial. Obviously, it puts you in, it's like a pretty somber feeling, you know, some of that stuff, looking at it and seeing all the people who lost their lives, and it's definitely makes you feel some type of way when you come out of there. So, but it is a really great museum, so definitely check it out if you're in New York, and check it out on Monday if you can come on Monday and do it for free. That's pretty awesome that they do that. But yeah, for now, I realized we bought all that stuff from Target, got some like sandwich stuff for lunch, and I didn't really eat lunch. We just kind of had leftovers from yesterday, which wasn't that much. So I'm pretty hungry, so I'm gonna probably have a little bit of that, then we'll figure out what we're gonna do the rest of the time, and then what we're gonna do for dinner. But I don't know if we're gonna go into Midtown today or go up to like Times Square, see some of that right now or not. We may do that, and then we may get dollar slice pizza. That's what I'm thinking of, which usually we just buy an entire pizza because the pizza is like, I think it's $8. It used to be. Of course, that's probably not what it is now, but you can get them pretty cheap at that place. So another New York hack to get stuff for pretty cheap. Found my boss, Mr. Google.
That's my face.
Mr. Googly. Oh my gosh. That monthly rate is more expensive than our first apartment. And second. And third. Saw Times Square. Forgot our sunglasses, so couldn't see much. Now we're headed to the Rockefeller and then to Grand Central. They didn't get my permission to use this statue with me.
Oh, get paid big bucks.
I should be getting paid for that. Guys looking at me. I don't think you have your license. I'm not sure if this shows up on camera fully, but so this building, like the corners go to here. There's nothing on the sides. And it's huge. It's gonna be built even bigger. How is that supported? Back and exhausted. How
So tired.
How far do you think we walked?
Far, very far.
We did take the subway back, so you can walk around forever here. It's like we didn't even scratch the surface yet. And that's just Manhattan. Oh, it feels so good to be back. That was a pretty busy evening. We were able to see so much at once. A lot of walking when you're too cheap to pay for the subway a bunch of times. We're also like right on that threshold where it's like you could pay for a week of the subway. I think it's $33 a person, which if you're gonna be here for a while, that's actually a really great deal because you'll definitely get your money's worth being able to take the subway and see so much stuff in New York. But when you're here for like 2-3 days, it just doesn't really work out. It makes more sense just to pay individually for it. But of course that makes me want to say, well, you can walk a lot more. Now they've added like where you can just swipe your contactless credit cards or do Apple Pay or something like that. And I was told $2.75 a swipe, but that is one of the cheapest ways to take a ride if you're not going to do a week thing. So I feel like we could do so many travel videos here to see New York. There's just so much. Not sure exactly what we'll do tomorrow. I'm thinking about going to a museum. I'm not sure which one tomorrow, but probably go to another museum because there's so many free ones that I can go to being in the military, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, we're gonna go to bed and see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Got woken up this morning by a strike, a construction workers strike with a giant inflatable rat below us. You can see them down there striking, and there's the big old rat. I think they're trying to get these construction guys over here to join them. They don't seem interested though. Only in New York. What are you eating?
The pizza.
It looks, turn it towards
It's
me.
huge.
It's so stiff. No, stand it up. It's just like cardboard now.
It's good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
You carried it around for like 2 hours.
It's good.
That'll
It's
be
worth it.
That'll be diarrhea later.
Don't say that. It won't be. Have you ever been to a party? You know how long pizza sits out?
Yeah.
A long time.
And you get diarrhea after.
Don't talk about the diarrhea.
We don't talk about diarrhea. All right, I'm gonna be heading out for the day into New York. There's 2 places I could go for free. I could go to the Met, or I could go to the American Museum of Natural History. I think that's what it's called. Both of those are free. They're actually free for military and at least one family member. I think the Met might be up to 5 family members, which is pretty amazing. But unfortunately, Elizabeth's got to work till 5, and that's like when they close. So I wish you could come with me. But so I'm thinking about doing one of those. Right now, I'm probably just gonna jump on the subway, head up towards Central Park, and then hang out there and see what I want to get up to. Oh, also a quick errand. I have to run back to Target because this cheese was moldy. So that's kind of gross. It's not expired, but it was moldy. And you know me being the cheapster, I'm not gonna just throw it away and not get my money back. I'm going, I think it's like $3, so get that money back. Plus it's kind of on the way, so I'm just gonna drop it off on the way there. right, that was the museum. Now I'm in Central Park waiting for Elizabeth to come on the subway, so I'm gonna meet up with her. Man, that museum is just crazy. I know it's like super big. I just forget when I get in there like how big it actually is. I had 2 hours and it was like I did a full floor and then kind of ran through 2 of them, missed an entire floor. So there's just so much you could do there. It's a crazy museum. Yeah, once Elizabeth gets here, we're just gonna walk around Central Park and probably get some food. All right, so we walked around the reservoir for a little bit. It's really big. We'd never really been there though. Somehow missed that. My legs are starting to kind of wear out, so we're headed to the plaza. We're gonna go there, maybe find some food. Too late.
Done.
The shops are closed. So now we gotta try to find food. Okay, so we're gonna take the subway and go get some street food. All right, so we got our food. I went up to food stand that we would always go to. Yeah, we walk up to it to get lamb over rice. First off, there's 2 carts, so Elizabeth goes to see what the prices of both of them are. The one I went to is 10, the one she went to is 9. So I'm talking to the guy, she comes back and says it's 9 after he told me it was 10. And this guy's like really friendly talking to me, and I was like, so hard to be like, okay, well, bye. So it's like, will you do 9? Because that guy's doing 9 for the same food. And he was like, yeah, I'll do 9. I was like, okay. So he starts making it for us, and we get to the end. It has like credit cards on it. Like on the thing, it says they accept it. But then he said it's $1 charge, so he's trying to make us just do cash. And I was like, I only have $8 in cash, and I owed 9 from the $1 we had talked him down. So it's like, we have 8, but I was like, I don't want to make this guy do 8 because we already talked him down $1. So then he barely spoke English, so it's hard to hear what he was saying. And I thought he was saying, you can pay me the $1 tomorrow, and we leave tomorrow. So I was like, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen if I don't do it now, so we better just find an ATM. So I was like, okay. It was really confusing. We walk away, go find an ATM. We found one like really quickly, yeah. Surprisingly. So I was like, okay. So I cashed out $20 because all you can take out is one $20 bill, and I'm like, I just need $1. I went back and I was like, so can I get $19 in change? And he didn't want to take it because he was telling me, he wasn't telling me, no, come back tomorrow. He was telling me, because I got no tomatoes, he would give us $1 off, and he didn't want to take the $19, the $20 bill and take $1. So and then we talked for a second about where he was from, and I could barely understand what he was saying, but
it looked like the guy was upset at you, and I'm like over across the street, and I'm like, oh no, what's going on?
He was upset because he didn't want my dollar. He told me it was no tomatoes, less $1, and I didn't get that. But yeah. So we got it for $8, so that was pretty awesome.
He was the nicest guy.
Yeah, he was super nice. That's why I was like, I'm not gonna not pay this guy the $1, but what an experience just to get some street food. And here's what it looks like. That's lamb over rice, something we used to get all the time because we didn't have much money living in New York, and
it's also delicious.
It's really good. It's basically like a decomposed, or it's decomposed gyro. It's a deconstructed gyro. It's a decomposing gyro. They just give it to you days later. But yeah, we only got one because we're actually gonna go to O'Hara's Pub, which is right here. Which a lot of these, I'm sure, if you know New York, you're probably like, why are they eating at these places? But it's because we used to live here, and this is like nostalgic, the stuff we used to eat back then. So we're gonna go to O'Hara's Pub, get like one meal to go kind of walk around. I'll get a little video of what it looks like in there, but it's a really cool like fireman.
Yeah, They're like right across from the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
They have like a huge scrapbook that you can look at too, which is super cool.
Yeah, a bunch of 9/11 stories and stuff for the firemen and police. All right, so that was O'Hara's. I don't think we really got that great of a video of it because there was so many people in there. I wasn't expecting to be so busy, but it was super busy. Yeah, we got some food to go. Definitely gotten expensive. I don't know if I'd recommend that for a cheap spot anymore. We got like a buffalo chicken wrap and fries, a small amount of fries. It was like $16. So that was really expensive. That was definitely a nostalgia thing to go there. That's pretty much it for tonight. We just hung out on the balcony of the hotel, looked at the view, and ate our food. Had some drinks, and it was a good time. We used to be able to go to the roof here, and that was an amazing view, but there's no way to get up to the roof from the hotel, so I wish we could do that, but we can't. But that is it for this portion of New York. I think I might have a clip of us riding the ferry over tomorrow. I didn't tell you guys how we're getting to England and what the next video is gonna be, so it's gonna be a secret. You're gonna have to wait for the next video, but I will tell you, we're going to England. Little clue, we're not doing it by plane. So piece it together, figure out what that means. You'll see it in the next video. But this video is not over because we will be coming back and we'll be on to the second part where we have one more day in New York. So here starts that. Hey, we're back in New York City. Long time no see. Probably my beard's looking a lot scruffier than it was just when you last saw me. So we just got back in from England today, actually London, which is a vlog you're gonna see next that I was talking to them in today about how you're gonna have already watched this. This is getting really complicated. We are back in New York for one more day to finish out our New York trip. So this new hotel we're in New York is, like I said last time, it's the one we probably would choose to stay at more than the one we did stay at, because last time it was just kind of more, we were staying there for nostalgia reasons. So the hotel we're staying at is the Hilton Garden Inn in the financial district. This is a really great hotel because we didn't pay that much for it. So let me show you around. So this is our room. It's a little bit messy because we've been in here. Yeah, it's got a really nice vibe to it. It's looks really good. The bathroom's really updated. Clean, big. I mean, for New York, like, this is pretty hard to get a nice hotel room that's this updated, this good of a size for the price we got it. And the view, you can't see it super well, but it's not a bad view. I mean, New York, it's hard to get like much of a good view that's not just another skyscraper, but it's got a pretty good view down. You can see the street down there. But yeah, this is it. This is where we're staying for our one more night in New York. The bed just made a popping noise when I sat on it. Maybe the bed's not so comfortable. Feels okay. But yeah, so far so good at the hotel. I've actually really liked it. The people have been really nice at the front. Lobby's really nice. There's a grill and bar here and a gym and everything. So it's really well put together hotel. So definitely seeming like a pretty great find in New York. Today we came in pretty late. We were supposed to get in not so late, but we had issues with the subway breaking down twice. Yeah. It broke down, so we had to switch, and that's a whole thing. Also, a quick thing to let people know, if you take JFK in and you take the air train, I didn't see any signs that said the air train costs money to take, but as soon as you take it, you get to gates that it costs like $9 a person to pay for the air train. So I was kind of shocked about that and pretty annoyed that it didn't seem like they told you that you were gonna have to pay when you took it. I thought that was really weird. But at the same time, you really kind of just have no option when you're there. So I looked up at Uber and it was like $70. So yeah, we were just gonna take the air train and subways anyway. But yeah, so we got in kind of late, super tired from everything with London, just the entire trip and stuff. We've been doing so much traveling, like we've taken every form of transportation you can think of. So we kind of just wanted to do something quick. So what we did do is we went and got some Subway and we sat and just sat by the water, looked at the Statue of Liberty, watched the Staten Island Ferry go back and forth. And of course, me being the Cheapster I am, part of the reason we chose Subway was because trying some codes, I tried free FL on the Subway app and it gave me a buy one, get one free sub. So that was really nice. So we sat there, ate our subs, feeling pretty good on $13 in New York, which is hard to do. But yeah, for tonight, I think we're just gonna go to bed, and tomorrow, Elizabeth does have to work. So I'll just be on my own in the city. But yeah, for now, I think I'm gonna get some sleep because I'm still running on London time too, which is like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, there. It's earlier here, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty tired. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow and we'll finish out this vlog. Good morning again from New York. It is 9:20. I was actually up today at, I think before 7. I think it was like 6:45 or something like that, because I'm still on London time, so that's about noon actually. So that's waking up pretty late in London. But yeah, it's pretty nice because we have a short day in New York, so I'll be up earlier than normal for me to get some stuff done or go out and see some stuff. It is not the best weather out. We had like a huge nationwide storm roll through last night, which I'm glad at least it rolled through in the night when we were sleeping, but still kind of got like the after effects of it and stuff. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of just like drizzly out there. So hopefully that passes and we get some clear skies to be able to walk around. But this morning we were woken up again by the construction crews. That's how you know you're in New York. If you don't wake up to construction crews, then are you even in New York? Don't see a giant rat this time though, so a little disappointed. But yeah, for today, I'm about to head out to go to a place called Leo's Bagels, which is over here in the financial district. It's a bagel shop that we really liked when we used to live here. And I'm also gonna go by my old cafe and see what it looks like now, because it's not a cafe now. Now it's like a restaurant or something. So it's gonna be a little sad to see that the cafe I used to work at isn't here anymore. But that's the plan for now. And then I probably will keep it kind of simple today. And then we're gonna have to catch a train, a bus, a plane, and an Uber to get home. So another big day of travel. Yesterday was like 17 hours of travel, so pretty tired running on fumes today. So my old cafe is now a dispensary of something, so that's sad to see. It's not a cafe anymore. But even weirder, a barista I used to work with, some guy walked past us that looked just like him, and I was like, there's no way that's him. That would be way too weird, but it really looked like him, so that's really weird. All right, we secured the bag. Got the bagels. It was pretty busy in there. They're actually like a full-on deli now. They used to just be a bagel shop when we lived here, so good for them. They stayed alive during 2020 and now they're thriving. All right, here they are. It's hard to see the scale. Put your hand in front of one. They're big. They're very big bagels with a lot of cream cheese on them. And they look delicious. The vegetable cream cheese like has actual vegetables in it, which is so good. I will say the bagel shop has gotten a little more expensive, which is to be expected because everything has. This was like $12.50 for both of these, but I mean, they're big. These are full-on meals. So, and also in New York, that's still not too bad. I mean, that's pretty cheap for 2 meals in New York. Okay, so check this out. We have a water view. You see that? That's a boat, because the person next to us in the apartment has both their corner windows open so you can see the water. And there's a guy with no shirt on. Oops. All right, so we actually had the sun. You can see a little bit. It's coming out here in New York. It looks like it's still gonna rain like a lot. I think we're getting a dry patch. But the thing I was gonna go to is actually closed when it rains. So I was a little disappointing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just wander around New York for a little bit until we're about to leave here. You guys will know right here when I show you what I did. Well, hopefully you can hear me because it's kind of windy out here, but it's beautiful out here. Our trip just took a turn because our flight got canceled because there's apparently like tornadoes and even worse storms coming through than there were last night. Trying to figure things out right now. We've never actually had an issue getting back from New York, and we've traveled many times, so I think we were asking for it. Finally, we got delayed, just like so many other people that would come visit us would have issues with their flights. So probably not gonna do too much else on this vlog. So the next you see me is probably just gonna be me reviewing it. So I'll see you guys then once we figure out how everything goes with getting back home. What's up, guys? We're back from New York. Actually, not back home right now. We're actually in Charleston. We're house sitting here for the next few weeks. We just never go back home. I guess that's our plan. So they were telling us they couldn't change our flight so we could actually get back to Greenville unless we took it like 2 days later, which we were like, we can't really do that. Like we need to be back or we'd have to pay for 2 hotels in New York, which would be fun. But I was like, we've been traveling so much and we had already spent so much. So I was like, we really didn't want to do that at that point. So what we were able to do was fly out still that day to Charleston, which is funny because we were supposed to be house sitting for my brother-in-law when we got back from our trip, but we were supposed to go to Greenville first and then come to Charleston. So we ended up flying to Charleston and then taking his car to Greenville to do some stuff there and then take our car back. And I had drill for the air guards, so it was a whole thing. Like we were just still like back and forth until we finally got settled here in Charleston. But that's kind of how that ended. So New York was definitely a crazy end to it. It's crazy that it ended up still working out though, that we could at least come to Charleston. But I will say that's kind of something you never know what you're going to get when you go to New York. Can always be a toss up on what your flight's going to be like getting back. But anyway, so we're going to get into the breakdown of how the trip was and our experience. All right, so starting out with the stay cost, we're actually splitting that into 2 because we had 2 different stays, obviously. So the first stay cost, that was $229 a night, which I know is pretty expensive. It's not something that we normally would want to do, but obviously that was just the building we used to live in. So it was super nostalgic for us to be back there after 5 years. So, but I will say it was honestly cheaper than it is normally because that hotel can be really expensive at other times. Like I saw it for like $350, $400. So at least we were able to catch it at that point and get the nostalgia out of it. But as for the hotel itself, I don't think I'd really recommend it. The room we got smelled like smoke and we asked to get a new room, but then they wouldn't put us on that floor that was really high up. So we were stuck between, do we want to be on the high up floor and get kind of the same view we used to have, or do we want to get a room that didn't smell like smoke? So we did choose the room that smelled like smoke. So that was kind of on us, but also the room shouldn't smell like smoke in the first place. And I will say the people there were not the friendliest. They were kind of rude, honestly. When you would go up, it just seemed like you were bothering them if you had any kind of thing. So the people in our building before were not rude at all. So that was definitely different for us to be there. But that is stay number 1. So stay number 2, which is really where I probably would have chose to stay if we weren't trying to go for like a nostalgic play in the first place. That was $143 a night. So much better price. And that was honestly a super nice hotel. Like I felt like there wasn't much that I could even complain about other than they didn't have any place to get water, which was weird. They did have water bottles, but they acted like they couldn't give them to you. So that was kind of strange. Other than that, it was like just a super nice hotel. Everything was like really well done for the price. I was shocked it was as good as it was. And the people were super nice too. The people at the front desk were really nice. It was also right there on the East River. Like I just walked away from there to go to the Brooklyn Bridge and it was just right there. So it's a pretty good location. And another thing I'll say about being cheap at that hotel was we went to their bar for happy hour while we were trying to figure out what to do about our flight when it got canceled. And they had $6 cocktails and they were like full-size cocktails. So to be able to get $6 cocktails in New York, to try to get a $6 beer in New York can be difficult. So that was pretty amazing. And they were really good cocktails. So yeah, definitely a lot of good things about that hotel. There was construction around the place, but didn't really bother me. Maybe that's why the price was cheaper, because there was a lot of construction going on outside of it, but that's kind of New York. I feel like there's construction going on everywhere. But all right, so that's the stay cost. So getting onto the food cost, I will say I'm a little torn with this because of course, you know, New York can be extremely expensive. And since we lived there, we know a lot of the stuff that you wouldn't really know. So if I just went blind, I would probably have a very different opinion and say it was super expensive. But obviously I showed you guys stuff that you can get for cheap if you're in New York. And of course, there's a ton of just really good food. There's so many options in New York. I mean, it's crazy all the different things you can get. And if you want to pay more money, you're going to get probably some of the best food you've ever had. I won't say that the dollar slice pizza was necessarily the best pizza I ever had, but you know what? It's a cheap pizza, so it was really good. And if you're trying to find food at like a grocery store, that can be really difficult when you're in Manhattan. Of course, you could go to Target like we did. That's like kind of the place that we found where you could get stuff somewhat affordable. All right, so then moving on to the activity costs. Obviously, you can do a lot of stuff in New York, like sightseeing stuff that's gonna be pretty cheap. The Staten Island Ferry, like we said, was free. It's kind of a free way to just see the Statue of Liberty, which is pretty cool. Obviously, you're not like super close, and we did go see the Statue of Liberty when we lived there, and that is really impressive to actually go and see it. But if you're trying to just do it kind of quickly and see something, the Staten Island Ferry is really awesome for that. But also for getting around New York to do other sightseeing, the subway is really cheap for, I think it's $2.75 a ride. Not have to deal with Ubers and stuff because that can really rack up quick. And I'll say for the most part, the subway is okay, especially when you're in Manhattan. I feel like they're usually pretty consistent, although Elizabeth did get stuck on one, but for the most part, I feel like they function pretty well. Every now and then you're gonna get some weirdos on the subway. You just don't pay attention to them and just keep your eyes down. But outside the sightseeing, obviously like museums and stuff like that, they get pretty expensive. But of course they're that price for a reason, because it's like, you know, the Natural History Museum is just this massive historic museum, so it's really cool to be able to see that stuff. But of course, if you can do like me and you're in the military, or I think like if you're a teacher or maybe a nurse, there's some other ways that you could get it like for free or for discounted, so you can always look into that kind of stuff. But activity costs definitely more on the higher end if you want to like actually do some of those bigger things. So thank you guys for watching. I know this one was kind of a long one and weird because it's like 3 different time frames that I recorded stuff, but definitely a fun trip to take. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys liked it, remember to do the cheapest thing you can today. Tap that like button. Also subscribe to the channel for more of this, and I will see you guys in the next video. And remember, stay cheap.